This is Flask 22, and it continues our evasion tie-ins with Mankiller. While the last issue was simply sharing existence with Mankiller, those two issues could be read apart or together. This one is part one of a story, with part two in an issue of Mankiller. We are also jumping forward a bit between the last issues of Flask and Mankiller. The evasion story progressed, and now the actual invasion is over. This is set between Evasion Book 2 and Book 3. Luckily, Fat Albert isn't in the comic much after that. The main plot concerns Mankiller and his assignment to bodyguard Willie West. The truth is, Willie West's mom doesn't have the money to pay Mankiller, but he is pretty cool about it. That was actually refreshing to see. One of the big things that happened in Evasion was that Willie West's dad suicide bombed himself to take out some of the aliens, and Willie West is only learning now from Mankiller about his dad's sacrifice. Some great stuff with Willie West's reaction and him being in denial and him lashing out. He goes through the 5 stages of grief almost as quick as Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock, or Alec Baldwin on the set of his latest film even. Little fight with the two heroes, and some sexy legs here, but also this. I won't acknowledge him, and maybe he will go away. Mankiller is approached by 2 rebels who want to pay him to kidnap Fidel Castro so that the Cuban government can fall apart and be given back to the people. And there is this cute bit where Willie West walks in and he jokes, asking if they were going to pay Mankiller to kidnap Castro. Now we get to the crazy sort of plotting that makes this book ever so frustrating. Fidel Castro is throwing a birthday party for Willie West. We do get to see a bunch of people in fancy dress, except for Fidel Castro himself. What a party pooper. There is something unintentionally awkward. This comic seems to think that Fidel Castro is this really cool and really neat guy. Like, he has had Willie West's mom flown all the way to Cuba for this shindig. Am I missing something? Was Castro cool in the 80s? Was it like when Tony Blair first got elected and people were hopeful and New Labour and things can only get better? But then it turned out to be crap. Did Castro have all that too? Was dictatorship in vogue at the start of 1989? I never met Fidel Castro myself. He might have been a great drinking buddy, but I have seen video proof. I have seen actual documentary evidence of him stealing $1 trillion from America. Right in front of American citizens too. This seems like this whole story with Fidel Castro, it seems like one of them things that is destined to show up on clickbait articles on comic book resources as like the 10 most embarrassing political takes in comics, or the 10 craziest plot lines involving real people in comic books. The Uri Geller Daredevil issue is worse than this though. Wally West's mum mourns the loss of her ex-husband, and Fidel Castro comforts her, and they hug. Are there any Flask fans out there really into the idea of a Mary West Fidel Castro romance? More importantly, there is a Superman cosplayer about to feel up a Star Fox cosplayer. Turns out that it's not just Mankiller out for Castro tonight, but also some leftover alien invaders, the shapeshifty ones. And then Wally West gets felled by Mankiller, just in time for the twist, which anyone could see coming a mile off, that the rebels who hired Mankiller were in fact shape-shifty aliens. They are wanting to exact revenge for their failure during the invasion. Continued in Mankiller number 9, on sale now. It'll be on eBay or in back issue bins. For an issue that has Fidel Castro throw a party for the title hero, it is a fairly uneventful affair. The story, not the party. The party had Fidel Castro scoring with Wally West's mum. It had a Superman feeling up a Star Fox. It had cake. All things considered, it seemed like a pretty rocking party. Not a tremendous amount of plotting happening at the soiree. I will guess that the corresponding Mankiller issue, the one that continues this story, I will guess that will be better than the Flask issue again. Wow, only 8 minutes. This one has been short. If only I had some unrelated, vain clip to tag on at the end to inflate the video's runtime and to motivate me to fucking finish what I started.